Okay, recording this video Monday 24th of January 2011. It's about 1:16 p.m. Chicago time. Just wanted to finish off my video for the day, get it out on the website. I'll tack on my day trades just after this intro. I was kind of done in the first 55 minutes or so, which is great. I love days like that. Most of all my trades, my 3 trades today were all long trades, which is good because that's what my kind of analysis was showing, and I actually kind of held off and waited for those long setups. You can see, so this is Monday's activity from the open here with the red vertical dotted line. This was the overnight session on Sunday, and this is Friday. You can see on Friday it was pretty extreme kind of selling. We got an exhaustion selling signal, but then we kind of bottomed out around this kind of 78 80 level here, and we had a flush signal at the end of the day, and you can see nicely coming into all of these lows. We had a whole series of blue bars down at these lows, so down blue bars here, the end of the day, and it's the end of the week, so it's like less significant here. But in the morning session we had this little blue bar kind of come up on the 4500 tip bar chart, which just shows that this level at 79 is kind of key, and we've had a pretty strong rally from there. It's interesting, a lot of brief professional activity kind of coming at the highs. We've broken above a cyclical resistance level. This is actually a cyclical turning point on the 13,500 tip bar chart, and the average trade size is actually quite high up here, a lot of professional activity, so I'll be interested to see actually where this goes by the end of the day. But then just dropping down to, here we go, my 1500 tip bar chart, just to show you the kind of setups that I was trading this morning. It was a great little, widen this up a little bit, a great little icebreaker trade here. So I'm always looking for the first blue professional bar on the 1500 tip bar chart after the open. You can see we had one on the open here and then a couple after the open, but when these line up with cyclical turning points, and in this case we also had a bullish divergence signal here, so this is my trifecta: professional activity, cyclical turning point that kind of holds, plus a bullish divergence, in this case bullish divergence pattern, that ran to the upside for a quick 2 points, which was really nice. And then the next time we saw kind of professionals kind of coming in at the lows was at 79 again here. This kind of move back down in congestion, amateurs kind of driving this, but the professionals stepped back in at this low. You can see there it was also an exhaustion selling signal here, and so again kind of my trifecta, if you like. This is blue professional bar, cyclical turning point, and a signal on better momentum, which gives me kind of confirmation. Went a little bit, took a little bit of heat. I mean, it was about three-quarters of a point or something on this trade. It was virtually nothing. It felt as if I was in early, but because of this kind of professional activity holding these lows over these last kind of tests down, I felt fairly comfortable about taking that. Got out on this just after a 1.5 on this weakness here on the, you'll see on the videos, there was a lot of kind of Rambo patterns on the 500 tip bar chart kind of coming into this turning point here, so I was lucky to kick out after a 1.5, but then I re-entered here. As soon as we kind of pulled back and started to break above this cyclical resistance level that becomes a breakout into an uptrend, and we had kind of confirmation on the higher time frames that this was an uptrend. I actually bought that breakout at 82, kind of above here, and just rode it for a point. I was unlucky not to get out at this little rise here. Just didn't get taken out on that little push up to new highs, so I had to sit through a little bit of junk here, but I was able to get out on my target just up here, which was kind of nice. So I was done for the day. Okay, sorry about that. That was just a phone call. Anyway, so I was able to kind of kick out here. So that was 3 trades for 4.5 points. So that was quite nice trading, and we've now kind of continued on with this strong trend. We've had an end of trend warning signal and a second cyclical turn after end of trend warning signal. And you can see kind of coming into these highs, got all these blue professional bars kind of coming up. Retesting on the highs with blue professional bars and exhaustion buying at this point. So I'll be interested to see kind of where this goes. Just show you the 13,500 tip bar chart. It's a cyclical turning point that's just kind of marked there with a couple of white dots. No professional blue bars yet at this turning point, but question whether we're going to get a little bit of a double top kind of formed here and some weakness after this, or whether we'll kind of power on to new highs. But anyway, we'll wait and see by the end of the day. I did record yesterday on Sunday a video about the commitment of traders and some signals that popped up, particularly on the Euro chart here, and I'll talk about that. I'll put up that video tomorrow. It just talks about this kind of bullish divergence signal on the commitment of traders data on Euro, and we've been following that market quite closely, and you can see today's activity. We're kind of powering ahead, breaking 136. And interestingly, over the last few days, we had back at early December, we had the professionals kind of buying in at this extreme selling point here. We had our end of trend warning signal here. You can just see that kind of printed there. Second cyclical turn after an end of trend warning signal, where I'm always looking for potential changes in trend here. And again, as we kind of came back into this turning point here, you could see professionals kind of picking up at these lows, a flush signal, kind of flushing out the last of the sellers, and then kind of taking off to the upside. So because we got this kind of commitment of traders signal here, I'll be interested to see where this actually goes on the Euro. But I'll put out that video on commitment of traders tomorrow. So I hope your trading went well today. Okay, I'm just recording that again because sound was extremely low. Not sure why the setting had changed on my mic, but anyway, in at 79.75, this is an icebreaker trade because we were taking a break of this blue professional bar down here that coincided with a cyclical turning point on the 1500 tip bar chart here. The high of that bar was 79.50, so a quarter point break of that is 79.75. Now I normally have a 2-point target on this, but I've moved it to 3 points just because it kind of moved quickly in my favor, and we've still got a little room to move on the cyclical turning point here. Although we are coming into a little bit of kind of resistance here, lack of no demand, some rainbow patterns at the high here. Cyclical turn on the 500 tip bar chart. So let's see if we're lucky and get another point kind of squeezed out. Okay, just came out at 81.75 for 2 points. And the reason for getting out is we've got a little bit of a cyclical turn here on the 1500 tip bar chart, plus a blue professional bars kind of come in. Up here at the highs we've had kind of some bearish divergence signals and so on, and we might actually take a reversal trade kind of shortly. But anyway, so an icebreaker trade, I should really just be looking for 2 points, so this is kind of a good time to get out. Okay, just a couple of minutes later, and this is kind of a nice little trade I missed. Pull back into the 1280 type level, but being led by the amateurs. You can see amateur down bars here, kind of testing those lows, and it was a bullish divergence signal as well, and we had kind of everything quietening in terms of better momentum. The indicator was getting really quiet and kind of a lot of balance there, and then we kind of get a final kind of surge out of this. So anyway, a little missed trade for a couple of points, but let's see what we're going to do next. And just a couple of minutes later, and I'd have loved to have got into this kind of short trade here. You can see this pattern on the 500 tip bar chart with better momentum. We have a flush signal followed by a exhaustion buying signal here, then a bearish divergence, and this is kind of showing, well, we flushed out all the buyers, and then we get a final push to really exhaust everybody out, and then we got a better momentum kind of divergence signal here, bearish divergence, right on the 0 line, right here, which is just shows this kind of top in terms of the buying pressure that's going on, and sweet little 3-point move. But I didn't have any blue professional bars up here on the 1500 tip bar chart. So the last one was kind of here, but what we're coming into is turning point on the 1500 tip bar chart. We've got a blue professional bar on 500 and exhaustion selling on the downside, and we're retesting these kind of lows. So I think we're going to kind of form a little bit of a bottom and then kind of try it again to the upside. Here we go. Here's our blue professional bar down here. Okay, we're long here at 80.25. Just checking my stops and targets. maybe a little bit early into a reversal trade here. No kind of testing gone on yet, but got a blue professional bar here, and it's kind of similar to the lows that we had kind of earlier on in the day. So we're kind of, professional activity was kind of active down here at the lows. So once we come back in here, we would kind of expect them to start acquiring again. We've got exhaustion selling on the downside. Cyclical turns about to print on the 1500 tip bar chart. So again, we're kind of testing the lows a little bit down here, so could be a little bit early on this trade. Long 80.25. Okay, I just got taken out at 81.75. Pulled in my target from 82.25 to 81.75 just because getting nervous up here with all these kind of Rambo patterns leading into this change. You can see 1, 2, 3 in a row on the 1500 tip bar chart. This is an amateur up bar at this point, so not sure. Plus we've got a cyclical turn just formed on the 500 tip bar chart and so on, and not sure if we're going to poke through to 82.25. It's always difficult to get the amateur. There's good kind of couple of series here on the 1500 tip bar chart. These are amateur signals kind of back into the congestion zone. We were running into congestion after hitting highs on this one, and then same kind of thing a little bit later on this play. And I just wonder, if I certainly know when I'm breaking to new highs with amateur bars, that's kind of a problem. But kind of coming back into the congestion zone, this could be just the amateurs, being forced to cover. So they've kind of gone short up here, and the market's kind of gone against them, and they've kind of missed out here. So they may be kind of covering at this point, in which case, it's not as strong a signal. I pay far more attention to the blue professional bars. We just had one kind of coming on the 500 tip bar chart. So if the high of this kind of gets broken, then we're going to probably head through 82. So we should have been holding to 82.25, but let's see. Okay, just bought at 82 even. And this little Rambo pattern and amateur pattern that we had here kind of worked out quite well, just showing kind of a top in terms of who was driving the activity, and then we kind of went back down into 79. 79 we had cyclical turns on the 500 and a flush signal down here. But no professional blue bars have kind of come in, certainly not on these two time frame down at these lows. But we know that previously on those levels, when we're looking at the 500 tip bar chart, we had professionals down here, second time down here, and kind of third time down here. So what I'm expecting now is a break of this range to the upside. So because the majority of the professional activity has been on the lows, and last time up here was being led by the amateurs, and this is kind of a FACO move down, just kind of trying to fool people into thinking we're in a downtrend. As soon as we kind of break back up to the top of the range here, we're kind of going to break into an uptrend. You've got a little bit of bearishness here with kind of Rambo patterns and professionals up here on the 500 tip bar chart, but actually all I'm looking for is a point. So that'll be good if we get just taken out shortly. Okay, finally got taken out at 83. We quickly ran to 83 here, but just didn't get hit this first time in, and then we kind of came back down. Had to sit through this little bit of garbage, but kind of the thing that gives me a little bit of confidence is that we're sitting above a resistance level on the 1500 tip bar chart here, which kind of suggests that there's, we're going to break into an uptrend. However, we have just had a Rambo pattern kind of print on the highs here, which isn't a good sign. But anyway, that was just squeaking out a last kind of point on that trade. So I'm done. That was actually 4.5 points for 3 trades, which is kind of nice. Retrospect, I would have liked to have seen more blue professional bars at some key kind of turning points. If we'd seen one up here, that would have been fantastic, and another one kind of down here would give me even more confidence to get into this trade kind of longer earlier. But then looking at the big kind of picture on the 4500 tip bar chart, you can see we've had our flush signals on let me just blow this up. So on Friday, we had exhaustion selling a flush signal at the end of the day. Then professionals kind of come in at the lows down here, 79, 78, to catch the lows. So I'd expect us today to be kind of breaking out of this kind of congestion zone and testing a little bit higher. Let's see where this goes for the rest of the day. But I'm done, and it's 9:37 Chicago time.